Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Usually you would see me doing a guitar cover, but I thought I'd do a little bit something different. This time, actually speaking. So, I thought I'd do a little review on a little special something that I currently have. This is my Anakin's Redemption lightsaber. I've had this saber for a few months. It's definitely done me a little bit good. It's definitely held up really good, and overall, I think it's a pretty awesome lightsaber. Uh, this lightsaber was installed by a Shamim, and I basically hit him up since this was one of those last lightsabers that he was installing and selling on his Facebook page. So I hit him up and I asked him if it was still available, and he was like, yeah, just put a 50% deposit down and it's basically yours. And so I did like he said, just gave him a 50% deposit, and then the next week I ended up putting the other half of the deposit in, and he shipped it to me, and here it is now. And right as soon as I got it, I fell in love with it. But I will say that I kind of had one slight issue just within the first few moments of owning this lightsaber. I accidentally twisted the grip a little bit, and the wiring off the auxiliary switch, it came undone. I can't really say much. Just pretty much, I was dumb. I wasn't thinking. I was just too excited. But I twisted the grip and the wire came undone. So I thought, uh-oh, I needed to fix it. And so I ended up having to take the whole clamp section off and then taking the grip section off, and I found the problem. I found the wires, and so I had my papa to help me out, show me what to do, how to put it back together, and so he was definitely a big help, trying to help me fix this thing. So we ended up having to reposition the wires, and there's a little gap right here in this part of the lightsaber. So I had to slip the wires on through this little gap and bring it around here where the clamp and the switch holder is. And with his help, he was able to help me steady it, and so I don't mess anything up. And so we ended up getting it back together, and originally the clamp section was under the brass eye right here, but with how I had to go about it, I had to move it, and now it's right here. It's kind of similar to my other Graflex that I have. This is my Parks Sabers Graflex I've had for a few years now. It's definitely another one of my favorites out of my collection. But yeah, still an iconic piece. But this one, as soon as I got it and fixed it up and got it to how I wanted, it immediately became one of my favorite lightsabers out of the collection. This particular lightsaber, it is installed with Crystal Focus 10, and I can't tell you how many sound fonts it has. It has a crap ton of them. But I got it to how I wanted, and got plenty of my favorite sound fonts on there. And the way you activate the saber to wake it up, just unscrew the pommel right here. Sorry about that. give it a little shake, and the chassis will pop out. There's the recharge port. Pull the kill key. And the current sound font it is on, it is the Survivor Cyan. I ended up putting 3 different variations of the sound font on there, because when you get the sound font package, it comes with many different kyber crystals, because at a certain part of the game, well, you can go to like these different workbenches and customize your lightsaber, and it gives you the option to switch your kyber crystal. And near the end of the game, I ended up getting cyan because it's a mix of blue and green, but I really like it. A nice little Graflex blade plug in there, NeoPixel of course. With a little bit of flash on clash. Lock up. Blaster deflection. And of course you could tell straight off hand it's a smooth swing. It's definitely a nice sound font to have on your lightsaber.
Sound bank selection. Audio player.
The audio player.
Anger and your lust for power.
This font is Anger and Lust for Power by Fonts by Fours. It's definitely a nice Anakin, Darth Vader Graflex font to have, so I had to have it on here.
I know there are things about the Force you're not telling me.
And when I got the saber, I ended up having to get just some of the Graflex fonts that I liked, and I put it in chronological order from episode 3 up to right now currently episode 8 until a Rise of Skywalker sound font comes out.
Then you will die.
Nice little shade of blue.
What's the matter, Anakin?
Oh, well, there's a little taunt by Obi-Wan.
You'll have to try harder than that. You underestimate my power. Good, Anakin, good. Everything will soon be set right.
This version of the sound font you can get in 2 different versions. I think the other version is called the traditional version, if I'm not mistaken. Whenever I got the sound font, I ended up just getting regular default how it is with the quotes, but whenever you get the package, you can get it with the quotes or without it, so I just ended up getting it with the quotes. So I thought that was really cool.
Sound bank selection.
Anger.
Graflex 4.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Graflex ESB.
I'm never touching that thing again.
TFA Graflex.
Young Rey.
Graflex 8 by K-Sith.
Luke Skywalker.
LO6 by K-Sith.
Welcome, young Skywalker. So, you have accepted the truth.
And this is another sound font by Fonts by Fours. It's called Data Issues Complete, and it's one of my favorite Luke Return the Jedi sound fonts. Nice ignition there.
Yourself to kill me before, and I don't believe you'll destroy me now.
You underestimate the power of the dark side. Let me look on you with my own eyes.
Yeah, just like the Anger and Lust for Power sound font, it has various quotes from Luke, Luke, Darth Vader, and Emperor Palpatine during the battle on Death Star 2. This one is definitely one of my favorite sound fonts for me personally. It's very accurate to how it sounds in the movie, and it sounds really nice. It's very crisp, very clear, and overall, it's just nice.
Sound bank selection.
Welcome, second sister. Outstanding.
And this one is the second by K-Sith as well. As you probably already guessed it, this is a sound font based on the second sister from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. A little fun fact, doesn't have anything to do with the sound font or this particular lightsaber, but I actually happened to message the actress that plays the second sister, just mainly to send her my praises for her performance as the second sister in the video game, because she did a really good job. And when I sent it, I just thought, I don't think I'm going to get anything back, but might as well give it a shot. And then next thing you know it, I got a message back from her, and you could say I was pretty much starstruck. I was just sitting in there in awe, pretty much, and I was like, wow, she actually took the time and messaged me. I really appreciate that. And so, yeah, she was nice. It was really nice. Nice little shade of red. Another little detail about this lightsaber I forgot to point out, like for the lockup and the flash on clash, the little blinkies right here, they will light up, and they're actual functional little blinking lights. So that's a nice little detail Shamim put into this lightsaber.
Sound bank selection.
Second sister, Lord Vader.
Rogue Vader. Battle by Jesse Kirkbride.
Ben Solo.
Young Solo.
Traitor!
Unstable by Jesse Kirkbride.
Kylo Ren.
Crossguard by K-Sith.
And Dooku.
And this is the Duke by K-Sith as well.
I've been looking forward to this.
And as you probably guessed it, it's a revamped sound font based on Count Dooku. Okay, well, I have the saber out, but where's the blade? It's a good thing I actually have a blade. And before I unscrew it, the retention screw is right here, set above the brass eye, right here. So just unscrew the retention screw. Here is the nice little NeoPixel Graflex blade plug. Pop the blade in, like so. And here we go. Definitely a nice shade of red. I don't know if he actually caught it, but depending on the orientation of the lightsaber, it has different ignition sounds. So if you have it sideways, pointed downward, pointed up, and just in case, pointed outward. So that's another nice sound font. Count Dooku is actually my third favorite dark side user. Number one is Darth Vader. I'd say second probably Kylo Ren, and then third Second Sister. This is not an official like least favorite dark side user list, but those are some of my favorites.
Sound bank selection.
Ghost Sucker, Light, Darkness, Balance, Blue, which is The Survivor by K. Sith and Jesse Kirkbride. Green. Let's do green. Ended up getting a nice little shade of green dialed in. See if I can get some of the neopixels to show up. I don't know if you can really see it on screen, but if you hit the blaster deflection, every now and then there's little patterns that will show up on the blade. So I don't know if, well, it kind of did it up here, but in person it does it more justice than on camera. So see if I can get a lockup. Okay, let's see what else.
Sound bank selection.
Cyan. Let's go to cyan. Definitely a nice little shade. Whenever I put that sound font package on my Anakin's Redemption lightsaber, I thought, I might as well do it. Basically how I did it in the game, start out with blue, go to green, because after I finished the first part of the game, I went to one of the workbenches and switched the Kyber Crystal to green, and then when I got near the end of the game, I ended up switching to cyan, since it was pretty much a combination of blue and green. So I thought, might as well do it.
Sound bank selection. Audio player.
Audio player.
Anger and your lust for power.
And we're back to the beginning of the sound bank.
The force is with you, young.
Let's go to this one. I actually recently put this one on there. Got a fast little ignition right there. A little bit of blaster deflection there. Okay, that font is actually by Juan Sith. He makes really good sound fonts as well. Another little detail, I'm not sure if I can really do it on here, but on this lightsaber, it includes music tracks. All you need to do is just hold the activation button for a few seconds. And as you probably noticed, you can actually have the music track playing while you have the lightsaber on. I don't know if I put in another track on this or not. Give me a second. And I did. Definitely iconic. That iconic John Williams binary sunset piece. I had to put it on here for this particular font. But I think that about does it. Showing off the sound fonts for my Anakin's Redemption lightsaber. Put this blade plug back in. Tighten retention screw back up. And put the kill key back in so I can save the battery power. Okay, so there you have it. This was my little review of the Anakin's Redemption lightsaber. Definitely one of my favorite lightsabers that I currently have in my collection. And it's definitely a one-of-a-kind piece. Definitely a unique variation of the infamous Graflex lightsaber. Definitely giving Shamim some props because he has definitely created one of my favorite variations of this infamous lightsaber wielded by Anakin, Luke, and, well, now Rey, but still, it's truly Anakin's lightsaber. But the whole idea behind this lightsaber, he wanted to basically make it what if Anakin survived Episode 6, and this would be his representation of it. And like the design details he put into it, of course the whole body Graflex used throughout the Star Wars franchise. And the two blinking lights here came from Anakin's lightsaber from Episode 2. The brass eye here came from Episode 3. The clamp section here was from his, Anakin's lightsaber after it became Darth Vader. His MPP lightsaber used throughout the original trilogy, except for Episode 6. And then this bottom section, of course, came from Episode 6. Story behind that, the prop department, they, I think, either had the original props stolen or lost. So they took one of the old stunt lightsabers they used from Episode 5 and modified it to make it look like a Vader lightsaber. And so they did so, and it turned out really nice. So That's where the whole section right here came from. It's from the episode 6 Darth Vader lightsaber. But all in all, definitely a unique piece. I'm very happy to own it. I've been doing my best to take care of this particular lightsaber because it was definitely a special one. I definitely cannot give any more high praises to Shamim. He did an absolutely fantastic job on this lightsaber. I cannot praise him enough. It's just a awesome piece that I have in my current collection. But I think that about wraps it up for this review. For those who is watching, I highly appreciate it. Thank you for sticking around and hear me babble on about this nice little prop, if I do say so myself. And if you would like to keep up with me, I'm mostly active on Instagram, Twitch. I barely use Twitter, just every now and then. But it's Instagram and Twitch. My Twitch account is ZacharyGrady96, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, it is ZacharyAllen96. It's spelled ZacharyAllen 96. So if you want to keep up to date with me, talk to me, whatever, just follow me on those, and just keep on being awesome. That's all I can really say, is just keep on being awesome, keep on being you. And I appreciate you all taking the time out of your day and watching my review, and I will see you next time.